Hello everybody. It's another windy day. We've had a couple of days with no wind, but it's back with us, so I hope it's not coming across too much on the video. And it's about time I got my sweet corn in. You can see them there in the root trainers. They're a little bit of slug damage there. To be fair, I haven't seen many slugs around this year. Been very lucky up to now. And I'm going to be planting them in this bed here, which is where I grew them last year. I don't think they suffer too much with pests or soil-borne diseases at all, and the farmers grow them in the same fields year after year. Some of them do rotate, but some of them also sow in the same place. This has just had another couple of inches of compost in the back end, and I have got some a pumpkin and a couple of squashes there in the same bed. I have tried the Three Sisters with the sweet corn, and it doesn't work for me at all. Pumpkins and squashes in the bottom, yes, that's okay, but with the beans climbing up the sweet corn, they just seem to go in all directions. And it just ends up as a scrambled mess, and you can't pick the ones from the middle really, because you're treading all over the pumpkins and squashes, and the sweet corn's sown too close together to be able to get in between. So for me that doesn't work. Might work for other people, but for me, in my situation, it's a no-brainer. Not for me. I've marked them out. I put mine a foot apart in all directions, because they're wind pollinated. It's always best to have them in a block, and I've made all my holes first, and I've put the mycorrhizal fungi in them as well, and you can just see the roots on them in these root trainers. That's a good root system there, and you can see some real good tap roots there, as well as the smaller roots. And I should just pop these in now. I won't bore you. There's no different to planting any other things. I don't plant these any deeper, because I've sown my seeds just over 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inches deep. You can see that sometimes you get the roots coming out of the tops here, and I haven't on these, so I shall plant these at exactly the same depth as they are, and I'll bring you back when I've done that. And they're all in their final place now, and to be fair, I don't usually leave them in their root trainers as long as this, but I think they're a better plant for doing so. They look quite a bit stronger, and the weaker ones I've put nearest to the pumpkins and squashes. If they do fail, it won't be too much hardship. There's 30 plants there, and that way, that end is south, so they won't be shaded out by the others. So trying to give them the best chance that I can. New, and the 4 that didn't make the grade are just there, and to be fair, I hadn't got room for them either. You saw me putting the mycorrhizal fungi in, as I usually do. I had a wonderful comment off Dave from Soil and Toil about mycorrhizal fungi, and he said that he thought that I was wasting my time using it when I'm potting on from one pot to a bigger pot, and the proper correct use of mycorrhizal fungi is when you're actually planting out into the ground. It needs to come into contact with the roots, as I've said in the past, and I've always been a firm believer in the mycorrhizal fungi, but his comment said that the idea of the mycorrhizal is to create a handshake between the potting on and the soil in its final position, which creates a mycorrhizal web in the soil, in the structure. And I've read the container in full, of which the mycorrhizal came into, and it doesn't directly say that it should be used for planting out, but if you read between the lines, I think that's what it actually does say. So in future I shall just be using the mycorrhizal when I plant out into the soil, and it is quite an expensive product, and that will obviously save some money. So many thanks for that, Dave. I do appreciate that, and that was Dave from Soil and Toil. Many thanks for taking the time to watch and comment, everybody. I do love your comments, and I do always reply to them all, unless I do accidentally miss one, but hopefully that doesn't happen. I hope you're all enjoying your gardens. The last 2 weeks in May and the first 2 weeks in June, in my opinion, are always the best time in the garden. I always think things look at their best then. We haven't quite started fully harvesting yet, but it is a wonderful time of year. Take good care, everybody. Bye.